Anyways, in this stream I'm just going to be sharing some ideas on how I think they need to make Fortnite better and more fair. So anyways, I'm just going to talk about it as I play. I'm not going to do a speech or anything. But the two major things they need, the biggest thing they need to change in Fortnite is they need to change it so that you don't die in 3 seconds. Okay? Like, and their great question would be like, well, why? You know, blah blah blah. It's realistic. You know, in real life, you get shot a few times and you're gone. You know what I mean? Fair enough. But the thing is, with this game, you're looting up by the game design. You loot up for 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes of your life. You're running around, getting loot, spending all this time upgrading your stuff, spending gold, you know, doing whatever it is, right? 15 minutes of your time in your life looting up, only for it to be robbed from you in 3 seconds flat. That, like, you can't keep arguing, oh, it's just how the game is. Like, no, the game can be changed so that it's not so frustrating like that. You know what I mean? And, you know, hold on, let me put my video thing in my comment on the live stream. Okay. It's easy to just say, oh, well, you know, it's the game and blah blah blah, but no. It's very frustrating, right? It's very frustrating. You can't just say, oh, get better at the game. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter if you have full health. It doesn't matter if you have 20 health. It doesn't matter, because you still die in 3 seconds. You know what I mean? It doesn't take you 15 minutes to die. You die in 3 seconds. And you could have all gold weapons. It doesn't matter what weapons, what items, how much time you spend getting them, harvesting them, looting, whatever it might be, right? That makes no difference at all, because you can die in 3 seconds. Okay? And it's just so frustrating because, for example, if you play 4 matches, that's an hour or more of gameplay that you're sitting down, you know, time in your life, you're spending an hour. And virtually the entire hour is spent looting up. Now, if you die 4 times in a matter of seconds, that's an entire hour of your time, of your life, you know, that you devoted to this game and blah blah blah. And in like what, 3 seconds times 4, in like 12 seconds is the real gameplay. It's very frustrating. When you look back at it, it's not about getting better, because, you know, it could happen to anybody. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's just so much of your time wasted. And what the simple thing they could do to make it more fair for everybody, or, you know, implement, you know, some or all of my ideas. And one of them is that when you get knocked, okay, before I do that, the biggest idea I have that I think would really help is, I thought I saw footprints, one sec. The biggest idea I think that would help is that, is that a purple crow? Would be there will be an item, or different ideas, but the simplest thing is there's an item. It might only be available in a few places on the map, or perhaps you'll have to harvest and trade in harvested items for something at an NPC character. There's a whole bunch of different ideas I have on how to implement it, but generally speaking, you have an item that can increase your shield beyond 100. Okay? Now what this means is, it's not that everybody in the game starts off with higher shield. You have to kind of work for it. It doesn't have to be difficult. It could be a type of mushroom. It could be a type of fish. There's all different ways you could implement it, but simply speaking, there's an item that you can acquire by some means which can increase your shield past 100. Maybe even up to 150 at least, but maybe even up to 200. Okay, and what this would enable is, you know, it would, in that example I gave, you play for an hour, you have 4 matches, you spend an hour looting up, harvesting and all that, and each of those 4 matches you get killed within 3 seconds, right? And it's like an hour of your time wasted. Like, on that principle there, if you had the ability to have increased shield, right, that would occur less. Inarguably, it would occur less. Okay? Even if out of 10 matches you could only utilize it to your advantage once, that's still better than what it is now. Right? That's something that I would go do. Like, real pro players, they probably wouldn't fuss over having an extra 50 shield. You know what I mean? So, you know, and pro players aren't the entire fan base. Out of the 100 million people who play Fortnite, there's probably only 1,000 or 10,000 real good pros. It's probably like 1%. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody's a pro player. So your fan base that's paying for the majority of everything are general, just normal people from the population, right? And they're not pros. They play the game to have fun, not to be frustrated, right? So that's what I think needs to be done. So people like me or others, you know, who aren't pros, who want to have fun and don't want to die in 3 seconds, we could go get that item, acquire it by whatever means, talk to the NPC, catch the certain fish, you know what I mean? Maybe it costs a lot of gold, or maybe you can trade in a lot of, like, 200 of each material to an NPC to get it. Hello. Broomstick. I'll take that. Right? But that would be great. And that would be so helpful, right? And you could still die in a few seconds. But at least it wouldn't be you know what I mean? At least it wouldn't be 3 seconds. And I know there's DPS, and I'm not stupid. I know about all that. The point is, like I said, it just gets frustrating if you play 3 or 4 matches, and out of an entire hour, you know what I mean? You died in each match in a matter of seconds. So this might make it a little bit harder for people to kill you. If you have 50 or 100 extra shield, it's only a few extra shots. You know what I mean? It's not going to make the game worse. It's going to make the game better. The pros are pros. If you watch a pro, they go through there and get 10, 20, 30 bombs when they play. And what's going to happen? What, are people scared of hearing the pros complain, oh, it's not fair, it's harder for us? You only represent like 1% of the game base. You know what I mean? And they're already the best players. So why should anybody care if they start whining? You know what I mean? The average player is who counts, and the average player would want that. You know what I mean? They would want to have that. Yeah, see, I was about to go buy shield. I'm like, nah, I bet you I'll find shield somewhere. Shit. Hold up. You know what? I'll take that banana too. Oh well. Well, that's what I get for not paying attention to that. Good stuff. I gotta hope there's some bandages around here. I was talking too much, not paying attention to the storm. Nope. There's a car though. I'll take that. That might save me. Oh my god, that was so close. Jeez. I'm still gonna die though. Do I have enough for the campfire? Ugh, that was ridiculous. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. I never knew what stoking was until just now. I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so anyways, they need to have some items. So like I said, here are some ideas, right? You have a special mushroom. Okay, you could also implement it in multiple ways, but you have special mushroom. And when you take it, you know what I mean? It adds that extra 50 to your shield. Okay? Um, you could also make another feature, like this is something Epic could do, right? To prevent, the pros. The pros don't need this type of thing. This is for the average player. Or I'm dead now. This is for the average player, right? To just make the game more, you know, enjoyable, right? Playable, more fair. So, hold up. I don't want to die here. Is there a nice blue gun around here for me? What the hell is that? Hunter's cloak? I don't know what to do. Let's see if I can do this trick. That makes so much sense. I'm like going down behind a hill, but they can still shoot me. Yeah, that just makes so much sense, right? Anyways, there could be a mushroom that you eat that adds the extra 50, right? There could be, say, a difficult... You could have a range of special mushrooms, right? Mushrooms are cool. You could have a special, like, red mushroom, right? Or a purple mushroom. And they'll do different levels. One might add 30 to your shield. One will add 60. One might add 90. You know what I mean? Something like that. You could have a fish that will give you the full 100. The fish might just be a little bit rare. You know what I mean? But don't make it so rare that it's unobtainable. You could also have NPC, which if you trade a multitude of items to or pay a gold for, they'll give you the mushrooms. You know what I mean? So I think that's what you should do. That's what I think Epic should do. The pros... that's what I was going to say. You could have something, say, if you have over 10 eliminations, that the mushrooms don't have an effect. So that way pros can... pros are already good enough. They don't need an extra advantage, right? The average player does. So the pros will, still be good and still doing as good as they do now, right? It's not like they're suddenly going to be taken out by everybody else, and who cares if they are, because they only represent 1% of the game base. You know what I mean? Everybody bows down to the pros, like they're the dictators, but no. Maybe 10 eliminations is too high. Maybe if you have 5 eliminations or 8 eliminations, that shows how good you are, right? And if you're at that level, then the mushrooms won't have an effect. So you could have an NPC that's already in game, or create a new NPC. It could be Madcap. Madcap would make sense. He'll have a speech option where, hey, if you trade me, 200 gold, it has to be reasonable. 200 gold I think would be reasonable. Not no 4 or 5 or 300, that's too much. 1 or 200 gold, and you can get these special mushrooms, bam, extra 30, extra 50, extra 100 shield. You know what I mean? I think that's awesome. That would help so much in the game. I think that would fix most of the problems and frustrations in the game. A very simple thing, easy to implement. And the other thing they need to do is get rid of the damn bouncing, any bounce type thing. They need to get rid of bounce pads. I mean, they're rare anyways, but the thing is, all the sweats, they know where to find them. There's apps that show you where all the items are, right? I'm not saying there's apps that show you where bounce pads are, right? But the sweats know where these things spawn, or their chances of spawning are. That's why these pros, they get the gold guns, they get the bounce pads, they get the launchers, everything they need in the first 2 minutes. right? They go down there because they use these apps, these websites. They soak up all the good stuff, and then they're unstoppable. You know what I mean? And these bounce pads, like I had in the match the other day, I was at the highest peak on the map, a little pinnacle mountaintop. We had built an iron reinforced base, right? And all of that preparation, all of the harvesting, all of the 15, 20 minutes of gameplay of my team surviving, getting on top of this mountain at the greatest vantage point for the final circle, building an iron and metal base, you know, a reinforced and metal base, and all of it was rendered meaningless because in 2 seconds flat you just hear ba-bump, and the people just bounced all the way from the bottom of the mountain all the way to the top, and within seconds. It wasn't even a climbable mountain. Like, you couldn't walk up. I had to build up there and then destroy the build ramps, right? They still did. They just bounced up there in 2 seconds and killed us all. And it's just nonsense like that that ticks me off, right? It's so unfair and stupid. The bouncers should be an item. Like, if you want to make the chug gun 600 gold, which I think is ridiculous, you know what I mean? It already takes up 2 item spaces in the inventory. So if a pro wants to use that to their advantage, like a pro will know where... I don't know offhand where to get the chug cannon. I don't know offhand, because I'm not that anal about the game where I'm going to go and research and all that, because to me that's kind of like cheating. It's not outright cheating, but you know, you're getting an advantage. I have an app on my phone I could open right now that shows me where everything is on the map, all the NPCs, but I don't do that. I just play it more like real life and wander around and see what I bump into. I find that more enjoyable. So those mushrooms, it shouldn't be that you have to go to those NPCs to get the mushrooms. You should be able to find the mushrooms. You find them fishing in a bunch of different places. You know what I mean? And let's say you had the mushrooms harvested in your inventory, then you get over 5 or 8 kills, 5 or 8 eliminations, and then at that point you can't use them anymore. They just don't have an effect. That's what needs to be done, man. Are these wolves chasing after me? I think they are. One day, Kid Bash gave me a gold SMG. You have a gold SMG for me today, buddy? No? See, I cannot get quest options from any of the NPCs. It's like glitched. I haven't had one quest option from any NPC. Where's the guy? The other thing they need to do to make the game better is have another item slot. So what you should do, what I think Epic should do, I just think this isn't to make the game more fair. This is to make the game more cool, right? I think every game player would want this, inarguably. Okay? What you should do is have an extra inventory slot. Now, that would be unfair, because generally speaking, excuse me, you know, generally speaking, that would just be a little bit unfair. So, I think what needs to be done is, in order to add an extra slot, you'd have to divide the slots into different purposes, right? So, right now you have 5 slots you could put any type of different item in, right? But what I'm suggesting would be like, I'm just trying to think now. I just realized there is a slight flaw. So I'm just thinking how I could rework my idea. Okay, there's somebody down there. I see Chug Splashes up there. is the guy? I can't remember what I was saying last anymore. Oh, the item slot. Yeah, that's right. If you just added one extra item slot, yes, obviously that would be unfair, right? I think everybody would still enjoy that, but it would be unfair. So I think what would need to be done is the extra slot. You know, it might be kind of... Oh, hello. I'll take that very kindly. Thank you very much. I'll take that too. You can have... Okay, there's different ideas, right? Because you can't just add a slot. I think what you could do, one idea, would be... let me get in a truck so I can get out of here. There's a big one. Do I want any of those? I want that meat though. I'll take that. Yeah, you could have, one idea is just have an extra slot like tagged on. So you have your normal slots where you could put anything into. Then you'd have this one extra slot which could only be used for meds. So the point of this is this would help make the game more fair. Oh shit. I got that guy. Where'd the other one go? I swear there were two people here. Okay, we got a proper rifle, I'll get that. 20 bullets, that's not any good. This gold. Where's that guy? Oh, you got him. So yeah, you have 5 item slots now where you can put anything, but the number 6 item slot would be for meds only, right? So the whole point of that is so that ooh, nice. Is so that it'll help other players like me. Like if you're a pro, you won't really need it. And again, let's just say you have over 5 or 8 elims, you can't use that slot. So as long as you're under that level of elims, then I'll take that. Then you can put a healing type item in that slot. You know what I mean? I think that's an excellent idea, man. Those are 2 ways they can make the game better. And that way you could carry more weapons, items, explosives, and different things, right? Because you'd have one slot you could devote to a healing item. Where'd my car go? I can't even remember where I put it. No, I drove through the corn, didn't I? Oh, come on. I just needed 1 second, man. I saw him there. I just needed 1 second and I was going to switch to my purple gun. That's the other thing they need to do, man. Make the heals quicker. It takes so long to heal, man. Like in the last 2 days, I've died so many times because it was in the last 1 or 2 seconds of healing or reviving somebody. Oh, he's reviving me? Oh, no. Never mind. I was confused for a second. Anyways, that's all I need. Those, if they did those 3 things, that would make the game so much better, so... Anyways. There's a person down there. What? How do I not have nuts and bolts? do that. 400 to go to Epic? That's ridiculous. I don't know how that guy got over to me so quick. Oh my God. Are these guys even gonna get my card? Ugh, I'm not waiting for this.